What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Friday, August 12th, 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Truly appreciate you all. Hope you're doing well coming off that full moon. That was a lot of energy, and Saturn played such a big role in it. I felt Saturn all day on Thursday. So definitely wishing you all the best, and hopefully, we were able to kind of liberate through that by, kind of having to suck it up in many ways, and I'm going to do what makes me happy and not give my energy to things that don't. So anyways, let's look at the chart for this Friday. We're going to see the moon finish up in Aquarius, kind of like dissolving, coming into Pisces throughout the day. A lot of that full moon energy that we did just feel. So I think that, it's either going to be a hypersensitive day as we finish, where it's like, okay, and even before the moon comes into Pisces, it will square Mars early in the morning. Trying to, overexert ourselves or get all emotionally worked up and fired up over things in life. We kind of have to, with the moon coming into Pisces, realize it's okay to let things go. We have to kind of come into a flow state, a surrender state, and realize how unbound the creative potential is right now. If things are going against you, they're going against you for a reason, so that change can be made, so that cycles can kind of end. It really does feel like a big karmic cord cutting in many ways, and this is the surrender that the cords have been cut. Just flow, trust in your intuition, trust in the divine. Could be hypersensitive. That moon's still going to be very full, of course, on this Friday evening, but gotta have some water off a duck's back mentality right now, because certain things are not going to be on the vibration with you. Certain people are not going to be on the vibration with you, and you know what? It's not that anything's right or wrong, and you don't want to play a victim or point the finger. You just definitely, we have to take emotional responsibility also coming off that full moon with Saturn. Just have the compassion and the love and move forward. There's a flow out there for you. Go find it and go connect to that. That's where the goodness is at. That sun at 20 Leo's coming into that third decan of Leo here, which is really a powerful place of using your identity and your strength and courage here to really create. And I think with the moon in Pisces, there's so much creative potential. It's unbound right now. You do not want to limit yourself to the possibilities, but it is by making bigger decisions and letting things go that you realize how much creative oomph and power. But it's not a power in a control way. It's definitely a power in a very creative, spiritual way, and getting in the flow and getting in tune with the natural rhythm of the universe in your life right now. Venus at 1 degree of Leo will quincunx with that moon coming into Pisces, and I think that this is an interesting look at we do want to kind of get particular about where we're putting our love, where we're putting our creative forces, and how we're receiving love. And are we receiving, compassionate, open, unbound, unconditional love? Or is there a lot of conditions built in? I won't give you this unless you give me that. You don't deserve this unless you do that. Is that the vibe right now? Or is it just seeing the bigger picture? And I think we got to get, a little clear on that. And I would say Mercury is helping us get very clear, but it's also could be stressing us out. We can be thinking about the little thing too much, overanalyzing. With a moon here in Pisces, getting ready to oppose that Mercury tomorrow on Saturday, remember, you can let some things go. Not everything is that important. Not everything has to be a stressful situation, but it is sort of a water off a duck's back kind of mentality. But also staying particular and focused about the things that you're creating and the love that you want to see come back and reflect to you is very important. The sun's finally off the square to Uranus a little bit. The nodes moved to 17 degrees, where they've been for a long time. There's a little bit of space between the North Node Uranus. We're starting to move forward, right? We're starting to see where the progression of all of this is going, and I think that's very helpful. And Mars is also getting ready to trine over to Pluto, so I think we do have these deeper soul urges and desires right now to build and to create and to stay steady in life for, maybe new plans. And I don't know about a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan. That's kind of up in the air. But just the plans of how you're living your life in the here and the now, especially on this Friday and moving in through this weekend, is you can start really building powerful, strong new structures in your life. You don't have to rely on old things anymore. I think this is about realizing how much new can be built in your life without something else having to provide it, if you will. But being in the flow and also knowing that people are an asset in life and they do want to create with you. And Mercury over this weekend is going to start making really good aspects to the nodes and Uranus. So, there's definitely a lot of insights and a lot of things coming through that are trying to progress you into the reality that you want to be in. It's not time to get lost in the dreams, I would say, or lost in, just the void, but it's still like being connected and making the critical decisions of understanding and saying the things that hold weight, to get you where you ultimately want to be right now with people in your life. And there's a lot of positivity out there to look forward to. And the benefics, Venus and Jupiter, are getting ready to make their trine as well. And Jupiter's going to start picking up the speed here and heading back into Pisces. So, it's time to look into the future, but the only way to look into that is to have a faith that the here and the now is what creates the future. And that you can move into that if you're ready to start doing such and kind of surrendering to letting these things go that are not of a positive connection in your life. No two Brians this time. All right, let's see what's in the cards. Gosh. What a full moon that was. I got definitely some people not happy with my comments on that raid. I just want to say, too, like, full disclosure, I am not very political. Like, I fall more on the conservative side right now just because of where my value's at and where the collective's going, but by no means am I some huge Trump supporter. Like, I don't really care. I'm not very attached to any of that system because, like I've been saying for a long time, that system is crumbling before our eyes. And I think the reason that really I felt like I should say that yesterday was because of these nodes, which South Node came into Scorpio January 18th. And even before that, with the transits in 2020 that we had, I've been saying for a long time that there's going to be overreaches of control by society and the government and these higher tiers of life trying to do this. And that was just a prime example of an overreach of power, regardless if you like Trump or not. The message is that there's overreaches taking place, and we're going to have to deal with it in our life at some point. And it's just being aware. It's an awareness thing. So, like, I don't know what to tell people. Like, that, this is mundane astrology. I try to keep it very spiritual and positive and helpful for people, but, when big events happen in the world, especially when I've been saying for a long time that those aspects are coming, like, I'm going to say it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's an overreach of Biden's power to just raid Donald Trump's home. It would be an overreach of power if Trump raided Obama or the Clintons, right? So just consider, like, what these powers are doing, and is that what they're going to start doing just to people? You and me? They just hired, 80,000 new IRS agents that they want to train to hold and carry guns? And they're going to come after the small people, the PayPals, the Venmos. Didn't, do your taxes just right? We're using TurboTax and skipping the small print. Like, that's the stuff, that was just like the writing on the wall. And there's also something to say that, it's kind of the start of civil war, which I've been talking about for a long time too. So, just consider these things. I'm not saying these things to politically sway anybody one way or another, but morally, was that the right thing for a government branch or the, president of the Department of Justice? The leader of that, like, was that okay? Subjective opinion. If it's okay to you, that's fine. I don't really care, but you know what? not how that's not what I'm gonna say is okay, and that's not what I'm gonna say should be done in this, world. Three of Swords. Guess we're gonna have to deal with maybe some of the heartbreak of some things getting cut away or some releases in life. I just don't think we want to get too mentally, encompassed in this. Like, it can be a sensitive day, but I think we want to also look at sort of the positive things and kind of look at with critical awareness, the things in life that can purify our life, instead of just taking us into, maybe some dark, somber, sort of places. Eight of Wands. I like that card. Like, let's jump in and kick into life, today. Like, let's go in the direction fast and in a hurry for the things that we are passionate about, that we want to create, that we can use the unbound, potential within us all to alchemize. So things might start coming in quick, but like you could be coming in to kick. You could be kicking, into life quick, if you will. And we got the Sun card. Booyah, baby. Sun and Leo with the Sun card. There's a lot of positivity out there. Just shine in your light. Don't worry about the noise. There's a lot of static. Be aware of it. But you know what? Turn that white noise off and get into your heart. Get into your happiness. It's Friday. Find the things that you can create with. Find the people you can create with. And the abundance. It's going to be the stupid little things that make you feel like life's falling apart right now. And it's not. Life is building in really, abundant and happy, magical, creative ways. And it's actually building faster than you might think. So being present right now in your life, in your moment, will create that for you. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Friday, and I'll see you all for the weekend forecast tomorrow. Much love. Peace.